Okay, so it's been a while. Yeah, that's been an intro. Oh man, I really tried to start videos without laughing. Like, I don't know why I keep on doing that. Anyways, what month is it now? It is October. I officially rebooted the series on yeah, August 27th. I checked the date of the map. So it's been you know, a couple months again. Yeah, it's really just I have a backlog. Did I mention that? Oh god. I have a backlog, but I just haven't gotten around to uploading it because, you know, my semester began. Not that the semester's keeping me that busy, but, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing entirely. I shouldn't talk about that. I mean, writing's kind of keeping me busy, so, yeah. Anyways. I really just continue to do these because I don't know, I like the idea of me doing both, man. Just writing fiction and freaking doing this. I like doing multiple things, you know? I guess that's why I'm keeping on I've kept on doing this, even though it hasn't been really that consistent, you know? The most consistent I've been with this was like, what, December? Yeah, November through like January of like 2020. Yeah, or of 2021 was like really a productive time. But yeah, I just dropped off. I mean, I'm almost at like 20 parts. I think like I have like, what, 3 more episodes at least, like of the old world. And then I have, yeah, and then there's this reboot. And I have other games too, yeah. You know, I want to continue this, okay? If you ever see this, just know that I want to continue doing these. I don't know, these might get uploaded next year. I mean, next year is only 2 months away. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, and like, does anyone else hate these new textures? Like, what is this? That's iron? I mean, I get that iron, like, looks like that in real life, but it's like, this is Minecraft. It's like, why even, like, I don't know. Oh, God. Oh. Sorry. Bad, yeah, those are bad noises. I'm just really, like, I don't know, appalled at the current state of Minecraft textures. Some things you just don't need to change, you know? I don't know. They might change, like, the dirt texture in a future update, and I'd be like, wow, really? Yeah, and I still haven't found the answer as to, like, whether anvils are still in the game. I really don't. I really haven't. I wonder if I should just try building an anvil. Yeah, because it's like, why wouldn't it show up? Like literally, like, why wouldn't it show up? I don't know. Cause like that, if that's the case, well then, like, how do you like rename your weapons? Is that still a thing? Like, I haven't played this freaking in so long. You know who would help me? Stampy Longnose, because I think he's making Lovely World videos again. He is, isn't he? Yeah, oh god, yeah. The state of the Minecraft YouTubers that I used to like. The Yogscats are doing videos again. You know, was it the main ones? Yeah, Lewis and Simon. I feel like were the ones you thought of when you thought of Yogscast. They're making videos again. I think they're in Minecraft. And was it? Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know the current state of Stampy. I don't know him. But another, yeah, his what, gaming for his friend? I don't know. There was some what YouTuber related to him. Yeah, Squid, Ballistic Squid, had a baby, and yeah, wow, that's just like a thing, I guess. I need a pickaxe. Yeah, it really. I just saw it. I didn't see anything beyond like a video thumbnail saying that. But man, these people are just getting older, man. Really. Yeah, that's the thing. Have I ever like talked about that? I watched like an old Creature Talk, and in one of them, like, yeah, it was from 2014, and in one of them they said they were talking about how You know, like kids often talk about like the TV shows they used to be into when they were kids, right? It's like, oh, I used to watch Cat Dog, I used to watch Hey Arnold. Remember like Kablam? Remember frickin' As Told by Ginger? I'm only naming Nickelodeon shows for some reason. Yeah. It's like, remember those shows? But it's like now kids are now, well, I mean, adults, like grown adults like me are gonna be like, remember Shane Dawson when he was not controversial? Remember Kev Jumba? Remember friggin', you know, what's a deep cut? Is Tyler Oakley a deep cut? I don't know. I don't know, like, you know. And that's the thing, it's like for like the, I don't know, YouTube veterans, it's like I feel it's like, you know, it's kind of a badge of honor to like state that you've been following them since, you know, X year, you know, when they were starting. Like, man, dude, like I remember Food Battle 2009. Like I remember the trailers for Food Battle 2009. Like what was it? I mean, yeah, the food where you got to vote on which food Anthony got to use against Ian. Oh man, again explaining Food Battle. Yeah, that was an early video. I think that was uploaded. That I uploaded. That I don't think is on my Antidote alarm channel, but it's like to re-explain. I was just talking about how food. It's like it's so like weird, like describing Food Battle now. It's just like there was this series where two people decided to determine which food was better by like doing a bunch of activities with the food from a catalog, right? Like as in like, oh, my food can be a better windshield wiper. My food can be a better, I don't know, like bra or something. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's one of the most interesting topics for me, the evolution of internet humor. It all seems to have gone downhill. Yeah, and like, you know, TV shows and like, you know, a bunch of other stuff. It's like like me, I'm one of those people that's like, it was better back in my day, you know? I mean, I don't really think that. I think it was just, there was a lot. I think the more popular stuff was, but the most popular stuff was better back in my day, you know? And then back in my day, I mean like late 2000s, early 2010s, you know? I don't know, I just don't feel that anymore. Like, I just don't feel that, you know? I mean, I'm sorry, but like, I don't feel that, you know, Dream's content or Mr. Beast's content or freaking, you know, usual punching bags for me. I don't feel like their content just matches up to like how I felt watching Smosh, you know, in 2009, man. Or like the first like lunchtime with Smosh, the first like Ian is bored. Like I remember when that series first started, man, in 2010. Oh man, yeah. But that's the thing, it's like, that doesn't mean New Smosh is bad. Yeah, I talked about that too, right? New Smosh is actually pretty good, you know, once you, like, if you want to be convinced of, like, yeah, how, you know, if you want to be convinced of New Smosh, like, the first thing you should watch is, like, what is it? Yeah, Try Not to Laugh, because that's how you can tell, like, I don't know. It's really good, I don't know. Yeah, it's really good if you play along. It's basically just what it says on the tin. It's just, you know, the Smosh cast, the Smosh squad trying to make each other laugh, and then the game is to not laugh. So it really, like, you know, shows you, like, yeah, that they actually are, like, skilled at, like, comedy, you know, like, skilled at, like, you know, that kind of, like, comedy. Yeah, they use props. Sometimes they don't use props. They do, you know, they, like, make up all of these skits and comedy bits all to make each other laugh, right? Yeah. It's really, yeah, I really like that, you know. You should watch that if you're just like, Smosh isn't good anymore. I don't know who would say that anymore. There was a really cool video where, yeah, they uploaded themselves recently. Very recently, yeah, as of me recording this, of Ian missing the old Smosh, and then, yeah, Ian It's like Ian is from 2011. It's like, oh god, where's the frickin' girl in the bikini for the YouTube thumbnail? Oh my god, I'm just gonna bring a gun out and like shoot people because that's funny for some reason. Like, you know, there was a period in the internet where it's like bringing out a gun and like shooting something, like anything, like an inanimate object. Yeah, I remember when Nostalgia Critic used to do that. You know, just like that was his trademark thing, was just getting out a gun and shooting things that annoyed him. It's like people, like, I found it funny. A lot of people found it funny, but like, you try to make that as humor nowadays, it's like, I don't know. There's just a lot of things that are just like, wow, people found that funny, you know? I mean, both in a bad way and in a good way. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. Obviously, like, humor evolves. I don't know. I guess, is that an opinion that's controversial? That, like, humor evolves over time and things that were funny then, you know, might not be funny now. I don't know. That's just a very general point, but, you know, whatever. Am I gonna go too deep into it? This is copper, not frickin' iron. What can I do with copper? What is this, Terraria? Can I make like a frickin' copper pickaxe? Like, I don't know. Is copper like in between iron? No, I can't even. What can I do with frickin' copper? Oh man, why? Why would you add copper? Do I need anything? Can I anything with copper? There's a block of raw copper. What can I do with it? If only it's like the console version. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Alright. Oh no. I just got X as escape. Oh god. Yeah, it's just humor just changing over time. What's another thing that was like, you know, just generally, yeah, that Ian does that's like generally just like funny? Yeah, I mean, obviously like saying bitch a lot because, you know, that was Smotch's catchphrase. Yeah, that's also the thing too. Like the freaking bikini girl in the thumbnail, it's like, oh god, that's like, yeah. That was a thing, man. Remember, like, you know those they're old thumbnails from like 2010, 2011. It's like, yeah, it's pretty true. Oh, I also thought of another thing. There's like this period in the internet where boobs was like pronounced BEWBS and spelled BEWBS, and like that was like supposed to be like funnier than saying it normally. It's like, wow. Funny, man. You're a comedian. It's like, we saw girls. It's like, what, huh? Like, what? I don't know. I mean, I think yeah, I don't know. I don't think there were, like, videos that were straight up, like, girls frickin', you know, yeah, like, yeah. There were some, like, thumbnails with like, you know, a girl in like a massive censor bar, like a black horizontal bar, and then censored over it. You know, that has to be a lot of Smosh thumbnails. Oh man, yeah, it's just like the humor back then. Like I don't even know. Yeah, people on YouTube want video essays now, and I haven't done anything. What else should I do? Like look for frickin' copper? Oh man, I don't have iron. I guess my goal is to find iron because I haven't found that yet. Okay. Yeah, it was a different time, man. Again, I have to just keep on being like, it was a different time. It was different. It really was. Yeah, I mean. Are there any other like internet? Yeah, are there anyone like any other like internet things back then? Yeah, again. It's time for me to freaking complain about how the internet, how YouTube isn't good these days. That's the thing. It's like, I'm handshaking with YouTubers who talk about YouTube as in like YouTube isn't good, like hating YouTube, but for entirely different reasons. Yeah, not the best. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a lot of people who miss how YouTube was. Yeah, how YouTube was like content-wise. I mean, obviously like demonetization, copyright, whatever, like all those issues, you know, stuff, you know. burnout, whatever the stuff. it's a lot of stuff, but yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of like, you know, types of like content you'd see, you know. I don't know, but I just miss like skit comedy. I do. It's like, yeah, remember like the Dominic show, yeah, guy who was buddies with Ryan Higa back in the day. Yeah, here's some deep cuts. Frickin' Andrew Garcia, frickin' Chester C, frickin' oh my, two, oh my god, why am I jumping? I'm jumping. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh god. Oh man. True. Other like staples, what, the big green inflatable bouncing green ball. Oh man. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like YouTubers are just gonna have, well, kids that watch YouTube now are just gonna have their own things they remember. It's like people will remember, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, like a kid nowadays is gonna be nostalgic. Well, a kid in like 10 years is gonna be nostalgic for that time Mr. Beast did a challenge where he gave away $10,000 and $100,000. It's gonna be nostalgic. Yeah, they can be nostalgic for YouTubers fighting. Oh yeah, what happened in that front? Oh yeah, Jake Paul beat Tyron Woodley. I don't know. Why do I need to freaking talk about this? I do not care, man. Oh my god. Well, no, I care in terms of like I want Jake Paul to win each fight because it's, you know, I want Jake Paul to win any fight against an MMA fighter. Oh god, it's a thing. Yeah, Fury Wilder tree happened, and yeah, it's like I really didn't watch it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm getting too much into the NBA. I just didn't have the drive, the interest as much, really. I heard it was really, yeah, I know it was like an extremely exciting fight, yeah. Both fighters like knocked each other down. Wilder got knocked out. I don't know what that means for friggin'. I think it's a lot more interesting now that Fury won and solidified like those titles, because now that, now that, you know, Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, so Usyk has all the titles now, and like, you know, if Usyk, you know, wins against, you know, AJ in the rematch, that'd be interesting. That'd be really interesting. I'm rooting for that scenario to happen. Oh man, yeah, Usyk just basically beat AJ by like outboxing him. Yeah. Yeah, and he was like he was the shorter, smaller guy too. It was a bit of a surprise. But that's the thing, like, I didn't watch either of those two fights, like, front to back. I watched, like, 30 seconds of highlights from each. Oh my god, you just set me on fire, huh? Oh my god. There you go. Oh my, are you gonna kill me? You're gonna, oh my god. Man, dude, I still have to worry about friggin' mobs. Yeah, I really should just play on peaceful if I'm just gonna talk the whole way through. Anyways, yeah, boxing. Oh yeah, Manny Pacquiao fought, presumably his last fight. Yeah, against Ugas. You know, he lost. You know, he was supposed to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence had an eye injury, so he couldn't do it. And Ugas was a replacement. Then, yeah. And then afterwards, he announced his retirement. And then, you know, the whole thing, he's running for president of the Philippines. I don't know. Yeah, you think I would have an opinion on that. I'm just running through this events. Yeah, cool. Anything, yeah. The NBA, the real thing I'm interested in is starting. The league is starting back up tomorrow, man. I don't know. I don't know the games, actually. I assume it'll be the Lakers. It'll be the Lakers and some other teams, I think. Oh man, I assume maybe the Bucks will have like their game. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, there's a Kyrie Irving situation. There's a Ben Simmons situation. There's a, yeah, oh god, this, yeah, and also for the Phoenix Suns, their center, their superstar center, who is the #1 draft pick in 2018, DeAndre Ayton, did not get an extension, a contract extension. You know, they just, like him and like the front office of the Phoenix Suns, like they couldn't reach an agreement for some reason. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of worrying, you know? Yeah, it's a thing. It's really early on now, but yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Yeah, I'd be really disappointed if I was him. You know, it's like, yeah, he was a big part of why the Phoenix Suns made it to the finals. You know, like he did the alley-oop, he did that amazing Game 2 winner against the Clippers, and yeah, he just isn't getting an extension. But like a lot of the other freaking 2018 draft classes, so man, it's a bit disappointing, you know. Yeah, I mean, as for Kyrie and Ben, it's like, yeah, they're just issues. Ben won't shoot. Kyrie won't take a shot. Take a shot, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, like, look at these issues these players have. Oh, man. Man, yeah, opinions. Man, it's a thing. It's a thing, man. I don't know. What is that? I said my goal is to get iron. I want iron. Oh my god, dude. Jesus. Please. I don't know why. I don't know why I found copper before iron. Why do I need copper? What is up with these useless ass Minecraft freaking additions, man? It's like it's simple. That's also another thing too. It's like there are like kids who like know Minecraft now, but it's like none of them, all like a bunch of like freaking kids don't kids like children 10 years old and under do not realize that like Minecraft was in beta for a long time and alpha, you know. Yeah, I mean, the earliest version of Minecraft on the PC that I remember was 1.8. Yeah. That was fall of 2011. Yeah, I remember that too. I talked about that, right? On the console version, on the 360 version, just waiting for that 1.8 update with sprinting and hunger. Man, oh god, and creative mode, obviously. And freaking stone bricks. And strongholds. And temples. Wait, temples? I think villages, yeah. Villages. Wait, I think 1.9 was enchanting. I know 1.9 was enchanting in the level meter. I know that. And then it was I think after 1.9 it was released, wasn't it? 1.0.0? Yeah. Because it was released like officially like November something of 2011. Yeah. Man, if only. I have to be my own fact checker, man. I have to get this information myself. Yeah, I probably could like get these out faster if I just didn't. I don't know. I'd like I always like wanna edit these like at least a little bit, yeah. Like I did previous ones, just like add any like context, you know, put it on screen in case people don't know, but I don't know. That takes time, okay? And yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have that much time to freaking do commentaries anymore. Okay, here we go. Staircase mine. Wow. Man, anyways, yeah, the point of kids these days not knowing that Minecraft was in beta for a while. Oh, man. Yeah, versions, waiting for, I mean, obviously there's updates now, but it's like, what do they add? They added it's like, well, why do, I don't know. I guess it's just a take of Minecraft keeps on needing to get updated, you know? It's obviously. I was like, let's just update it with new stuff. It's like, yeah, but is the new stuff, like, any good? You know? Can I find some iron, please? Oh, man. Please. Yeah, I mean, I probably should go deeper. Man, I'm really gonna go through this entire damn thing without finding iron, am I? Oh, man. True. Oh my god, I have answers. I have answers to the question. Read any good books lately? Oh, man. Oh, go. Are you? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I need more stone. Okay. Stone pickaxes. Yeah. What I've been reading since August? Yeah. There's been some interesting ones. Yeah, what has been the most yeah, the most. More Happy to Not, yeah. By Adam Silvera. That was such a like seriously. That was his debut? That was his debut book. In 2015. That was his debut. Like he debuted with that. With like a book that freaking like, oh my god. That's like, ooh, god. It's so, I don't know. Everyone should read that, man. I feel like you've probably heard of Adam Silvera if you've heard of Becky Albertalli. You know, Becky Albertalli wrote Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which became a movie called Love, Simon, which became a Hulu series called Love, Victor. That's a spinoff, and has a theme song by Tyler Glenn of Neon Trees. And his solo album Excommunication is like really good, and it's about, I think it's a breakup album, but it's also like, you know, him leaving the Mormon church, get it, double entendre, excommunication, even though he didn't get excommunicated. And why am I cooking this stone? Why am I doing that? Oh, man. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, More Happy to Not, yeah. His other books, yeah, they both die at the end, and, was it History Is All You Left Me? I read History Is All You Left Me before. Yeah, enjoyed it. Like, Adam Silvera's thing is, like, stories about, gay teens, as well as Becky Albertalli, but just, like, they're just devastatingly sad. Oh, man. It's just, yeah, it's literally, it's just, that's his thing. He just likes he just likes writing heartbreaking, emotionally freaking powerful stories. He just really likes doing that for some damn reason. Oh, I found iron. There you go. I can end the episode. Man. Yeah, ew. I don't like that texture, man. Yeah. So, yeah, what's More Happy to Not about? It's about this guy who just wants to be happy. And unfortunately, he lives in a world where if you want to erase bad memories, you can get them erased with this thing called the Lateo procedure. And it'll erase memories. And yeah, basically. That's basically all you need to know. It's about a teen who's sad with his life. Basically. This is basically, I don't know. It's a thing, man. I think I've just accepted that, like, I'm just gonna be the one that's gonna, I don't know, champion YA and middle grade books till the day I die, and that, most of the people, I don't know, around my circles, unless I find more freaking people into YA and middle grade, unless, which, I feel like would help if I, made videos about that, that would kind of help, but, yeah, I'm just gonna accept that. I'll just be the one shouting all of this stuff. Like, please, read all these books. Read Mercy Suarez. Read freaking, books by Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli. Read Eliza and Her Monsters. Read all these fantastic YA books. It's like, read all this. It's good. Just because it's for young readers doesn't mean it's bad. It's, it's just as good, if not better, than frickin' literary adult fiction about people who are on the brink of divorce or newly divorced. Yeah, there was a really funny tweet. There was a really funny tweet by someone who was like, who that said, people say, like, why are you still reading young adult novels when it's like, and then she's like, yeah, well, young adult novels have romance and adventure. Adult books are about, the plot of adult books, of most adult books is, what if the solution to this crisis I'm having, this crisis I'm having as a middle-aged man, is to cheat on my wife? And then she had a follow-up. It's like, yeah, well, okay, guys, all right, okay, this might be controversial, but it can also be women cheating on their husbands. Like, I dare you to frickin' pick up, like, how many? Like, 10. Let's say 10 frickin' adult fiction books. And, like, if, like, mark one down. Mark one down every time you hear the phrase newly divorced or freaking on the brink of divorce. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more than you'd think. Oh man, I'm sorry. You don't have to tear down one to freaking lift up the other. I know. I'm sorry for doing that, for it making it seem like I'm doing that. I'm not freaking tearing down adult fiction. The House on Mango Street is technically adult fiction. It's amazing. You know, like all this is like Amy Tan and Julia Alvarez and freaking, yeah, like there's good adult fiction books. Obviously, I like American literature. I like classics. A lot of 20th century American literature classics. But it's like, just read YA. How about that? God dang. I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what I'm like, going to accomplish. Yeah. I also think, like, I like that YA is so insular. I do. Like, it really seems to me that it's very insular, and that, like, the people who are into YA are into YA, and, you know, there's not that many times where there's, like, crossover appeal. There's not that many times where YA books get thrown into the front and center of the spotlight in terms of, you know, the wider literature space. You know, the last time that happened was The Hate You Give. Previously, before that, it was The Fault in Our Stars. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's good to get recognition a bit, but, you know, it doesn't matter, man. In the grand scheme of things, it does not matter that, you know, YA books get more praise, you know, because it's like, it's praised in its circles, right? That's the thing. There's always going to be people. I just need to find, you know, the people that are into it, okay? I know. I know. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, yeah, also I listened to the audiobook version of To All the Boys I've Loved Before. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, by Jenny Han. There was a Netflix thing. Well, I mean, it was a book first. Yeah, it was a book series, and then it got adapted to a Netflix series. Oh man, like, you know, no series of movies on Netflix. There you go. Noah Centineo, man. Yeah, what are my thoughts on that? Yeah, can like kind of like spoil some thoughts? I don't know. I mean, it's basically, I mean, you know, that is about, you know. Yeah, a girl who frickin' writes a bunch of love letters. Then suddenly, they get frickin' sent. What does she do? Oh, man. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, I think that book came out, the first one of those came out in 2014. And yeah, like, I feel like it really, 24, I keep on thinking of a year as a turning point in YA. Yeah, I mean, obviously the 2010s is when YA, like, truly, like, changed, you know? Like, it was like, the 2000s, it was like, what was there, you know? There's some standouts, yeah. Like, obviously, like, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and, I don't know, like, Sarah Dessen books, some of them. And, like, the Magic in Manhattan series. Oh, God, that's a deep cut. Is that a deep cut? Friggin', is Angus Tongs in Perfect Snogging, and Full Frontal Snogging, as the book was called, YA? I think it could be. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like those, and like Get Well Soon, you know, Have a Nice Day. I think that came out. I think Have a Nice Day came out in the 2010s. It's kind of a funny story. You know, I'm just naming like a bunch of, you know, hit 2000s YA books. You know, Perks of Being a Wallflower came out in 1999, so it doesn't count. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, you know. Yeah, like, the 2000s had some, like, good, like, hits of YA, you know? But the 2010s, really starting in 2014 and like, 2015, really started to, like, pick up steam, in my opinion. This is my mini video essay, because I do not want to make video essays. You know, 2014, 2015, it was the start of, like, YA starting to change, because, yeah, you had To All the Boys, and then the next year you had Simon Versus, and then you had More Happy Than Not, and then you had what are like important books? I don't know, like, I feel like those were like the most important. And you had like Six of Crows, by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, yeah, obviously before that there was like Shadow and Bone, but I feel like Six of Crows was more the way more influential YA fantasy book in terms of like inspiring other stories, because that's where the whole like a group of ragtag bunch of misfits come together to take down an evil thing. You know, one's an assassin, one's a freaking cool magic person, one's the rich son of someone, you know, and together they take down. It's like that whole story. You could, like, that description you could apply to like what, 5, 6, 7 like different like YA fantasies. Oh man, yeah, very influential in terms of that. Yeah. Yeah, and like 2017 was a year where, yeah, a lot of my personal favorite YA books came out. You know, yeah, I already mentioned a bunch of those. Yeah, Chaos is Standing Still, We Are Okay, Lies Inner Monsters, friggin', you know, Hate You Give, obviously. Oh man, it's like 2017 also. Like, what a year. I think 2017 is when Ivy Aberdeen's Letters to the World came out. Yeah, I mean, I could like check. It's just, you know, YA really changed a lot in the mid 2010s, and like what we're seeing now with, you know, hashtag own voices. Oh no, not talking about the controversy. Is there any controversy? What am I talking about? What we're seeing now with like more diverse stories popping up, like more like, you know, black stories, more freaking you know, Latino, freaking Hispanic stories, and Asian stories, and freaking, you know, gay, LGBT stories. It's like, yeah, it's like that the whole thing. Like, really, it started in the mid 2010s. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a historian, but from my very, like, I don't know, new outsider perspective, you know, I feel like it did. Yeah, because I haven't started really thinking about this until like, what, a year or 2 years into like reading YA. Yeah, but you know, I'm just thinking about it now. Perfect video essay material, but I do not want to do that work. Even though that's what YouTube wants now. YouTube wants analysis. 3 to 4 hour analysis videos on why something I like is good. Tell me, frickin' person, tell me why frickin'. Tell me the frickin' beautiful chaos of something. Tell me, and if something's bad, tell me why something is a train wreck. Tell me why something, if something is good, tell me why it's a hidden gem. Oh man, it just, yeah. That's a whole thing. It's like, obviously, it's like, well, you have to title those videos because the algorithm likes those titles. It's like, yeah, I know, but God, can we like please get away from that titling, man? Please. It's fine, man. Well, you know, it's, I don't know. Again, it circled back to me complaining about YouTube. anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I got all my points out. True. I don't know. Like, my Twitter is what? It's just yeah, indie books and YA music. Oh, indie music and whoa, indie books and YA music. That kind of makes sense too, right? I mean, indie books would imply like Amazon self-published books, so I don't read those. I don't read indie books. I'm very into mainstream books. Oh man. I was talking about To All the Boys. What are some stuff I like about To All the Boys? The narrator says middle school. Weird. middle school. like that. Oh my god. Then yeah, that's a thing. Another thing. I don't know. Yeah, to anyone else who has read, to all the freaking readers of To All the Boys. Does anyone else find Margot to be a little bit too much? I mean, I know she's the older sister. She's the eldest sister. She keeps it together. You know, the book, you know, Laura Jean keeps on freaking talking about like, oh, Margot did so much. Margot was basically our mom. She's Kitty's mom. She's like, she freaking makes sure that everything is okay. You know, she had to be a parent. But it's like, Man. I think she was just too much of that. I don't know. She really was. I mean, I don't know. I like the confrontation they have at the end. You know, I'm not gonna spoil that, but I mean, well, I spoiled that they have a confrontation at the end. I mean, it's part one of a 3-book series, so yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What didn't I like about Margot? Yeah, I mean, just the fact that she was just, I don't know, too doting. It's like, seriously. That's the thing. It's like, if she wanted to be a frickin' mom so much, why did she have to go to Scotland? Spoiled that. Well, I mean, yeah, it's in the very beginning. Come on, that's not a spoiler. That doesn't have any impact on the story. It's like, yeah, she goes to college in Scotland, right? And it's like a whole thing is like she's away, then she talks to Lara Jean and frickin', Lara Jean tries to be like a cool, older sister, to Kitty, and I like that part of her, but it's like Margot just comes in, it's like, why? I think there was a scene where it's like they had pizza one night, and then she's like, why did you guys have pizza? Like, that Kitty needs to have green food. She literally said the phrase green food, and I'm like, what? It's like she didn't say veggies. She didn't say like green leafy vegetables. She said green food. It's like feed her some green gummy bears, okay? It's she needs like maybe I should come back. I don't know. That's how the narrator like said like it's like making her voice out to be. It's like Lara Jean, why? Oh man, it's like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's like annoying, but dude, wouldn't you be a little annoyed? I would be a little annoyed if I was Lara Jean. I'd be like, Margot, you left. It's like, please let me be my own. Please, frickin' do not parent me from across the damn pond, okay? Please. It's like, go do your own frickin' Scotland frickin' things, man. It's like, what the hell? Oh, man. See, this is what I like, man. Talking about YA books. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. That's really a thing too that I feel like that's the thing where it's like everyone can like pinpoint like who they are if they're it doesn't have to be like sisters specifically, if like like the younger sibling, Kitty's like very Kitty is the youngest sibling, and she's like very energetic and chaotic. I really like her energy. Lara Jean tries to keep it together, middle child vibes. I've never been a middle child, but still. Yeah, and then Margot's just like, this is just such a frickin' mutter. It's like, oh, please. Oh man, it's like, have you ever heard of fun? Have you ever heard of fun? Oh man. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh god, it's so good. Yeah. I don't know. I really did not get that vibe from her watching the Netflix film. Yeah. And I guess I should compare, Yeah, the whole thing. It was mostly the most of the extra stuff, that wasn't really in the film was just like more scenes of, Lara Jean hanging out, with was it Pete Kavinsky? I'm basically spoiling it anyway. Whatever. Pete Kavinsky, the guy she's fake dating to frickin' make it seem like she's over Josh, who was the guy she wrote a letter to and said that she loved among like 3 other people. Yeah. Yeah, I'm explaining it really badly. It's like, okay, yeah. Okay, she wrote a bunch of letters to boys she loved before, hence the title. One of them was Josh, her neighbor, who dated Margot, her older sister. Margot broke up with him before she left for Scotland. And then, Like it's a whole thing that like she freaking liked him before, and then yeah, and yeah, and then the whole thing, and then she comes up with this deal with Pete Kavinsky, aka Noah Centineo, aka Netflix's stud, to make it PG. Yeah, and it's like we're gonna fake a relationship in order to yeah, because on his end he wants to make the girl he was dating uh jealous, right? Okay, man. Okay. I'm just revealing too much. There you go. Bottom line, it's good. It's good. The cuts, the scenes that weren't really there were just more scenes of like Lara Jean and frickin' Peter hanging out. There was one really interesting scene where it was like Halloween and like she was dressed up as who is that kid? Cho Chang from Harry Potter? I don't know. I didn't even know there were Asians in Harry Potter. And like Lara Jean talks about how like when she was like her Halloween costumes, like no one was able to guess them, so like she decided to only dress up as Asian characters, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit, I don't know. I feel like nowadays it's like, why should I try to freaking only be Asian characters? Oh man, that's olding. Whatever. I'm trying to stray away from these deeper topics. Yeah, maybe I should talk about YA books more. Oh man, I would like that. Yeah, that first video I have. I'm getting closer, man. I'm getting closer. Really, the holdup is just I do not like how I look on camera. That's really just the holdup. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing that I'm willing to get over if I want. If it means that I get to talk about YA books more. But for now, I guess I'm gonna upload that video I filmed of like me introing me introing that other channel I have. I'm going to. Anyways, I feel like that's enough. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, where did that stray off of? Like what? Indie music? What indie music have I been listening to? Yeah. I don't know. I've just been like listening, in order to reach 5,000 Scrabbles. So on my last.fm. So yeah, just a bunch of stuff. I haven't really discovered many new albums recently. Yeah, anyways, is that it? Is that all? Oh man. Yeah, okay. Alright. I feel like I'm good. What a time it is, man. What a time, man. My topics can range from anything, man. It really just seems to be the same topics. It's like YA books, complaining about YouTube, indie music if I have the time, and like random NBA stuff. It's like, there you go. I found my niche, guys. I found it. The chaotic brilliance of Antidote Alarm's Minecraft Let's Play series, part 20 something. Thank you, and see you next time.